to work. I'm boiling eggs. I got some relish and some salad dressing and some mustard, so we're gonna make some egg salad. Um, because I got lettuce I need to use next door. And he goes, "Do you put lettuce on egg salad?" So I do. Make an egg salad sandwich, put lettuce on it. Yeah, any excuse to eat lettuce. But it's cool when you see those old pictures of all the stuff with the university there in Silver City and stuff, and you see these people. Man, it's how do you describe it? When you look at history, I was a history major in school, and the thing I liked about history was us being able to examine and learn from our mistakes. And one and one is two. Life's eternal, grace is infinite. And forgive debt and trespass, love one another, eternal, faithful, peace, share, care, give. Go back to the Psalms and Proverbs thing. Real intelligence, right? And then when you see this one ref, she's wrong. She goes, you can't have a perfect game. You can. As a ref, you can have a perfect game. You can make all the calls correctly that you're capable of seeing in your game. You can call the perfect game as a ref. It's entirely tangible. You can sit there for a 40-minute basketball game and all the calls that you were looking at, you made correctly. It's entirely tangible to call a perfect basketball game. You seriously. But maybe she's a softball ump. That's hard. Okay. Okay. You can't call a perfect game in that. No. It's too hard to see the. I'm just being silly, and you may not be correct. Because you know how they have replay and stuff like that. So she's right. You can't call it the perfect game. I'm just being facetious. But perfect is mature. So as long as you're mature and you love people and help them be mature and loved, then you're calling a perfect game. Like Mr. Harris, getting his teammates to, calm down. They get upset about stuff, and he's like, "Hey, we don't need, just calm down. We don't need that kind of reaction. It's just a game, okay? And if you lose your cool and react angrily and violently, it's like, how are you going to handle extortion and exploitation? Oh, you were trying to, okay, we're not handling that right now. I'm handling it. It's cool. I got it. I'm the Messiah. Okay. You guys understand? Okay, it's cool. So, I'm real good at this. Yeah, I'm considered one of the most intelligent people of all time. And if you watch my YouTube, you understand why. If you don't watch my YouTube, you're watching the president say, we're going to legalize marijuana so people are more comfortable dying from chemical poisoning. And so you got to understand that's insane. Making lots of money off making people comfortable from being murdered by industrial pollutants. That's insane. That's why I'm one of the most intelligent people in the history of the world, and you're not. So seriously. Well, what about people? Hey, if you don't get up and do anything about it, and get up to try to stop it, okay, then you're just not a very intelligent person. Life's eternal, grace is infinite. Oh, forgive debt and trespass, love one another, for peace. Share, care, give, and cause need built to last. Okay, how intelligent are you if you're doing an extortion gig for money and you're not standing up for the Lord's Prayer of me? As they talk, people talking. They say nothing, and they mean nothing. You know what I mean? Samba with one note. So, because it's sad, I was watching some of the commercials, and I understand the intent. But the nuclear family being destroyed by economics, has the little single mom and trying to get a house for her kids and things like that. But she never has a meaningful relationship with her children because she's always away engaged in extortion and exploitation activities being exploited by the owners of the town. That's just stupid, isn't it, though? So people need a house. Let's build it to last and make sure they have it. Well, you got to, exponential growth. Don't have any more. You should not conceive or have any more children than you can lovingly care for. And wives. One wife is more than one husband can handle, and one husband is more than one wife can handle, contrary to popular opinion of the egotistical chemical reactions of a woman during sexuality. Yeah. Oh, trust me. Okay. Trust me. Trust me. Okay. I'm all you can handle, woman. Okay. Do you understand me? I'm perfect, and I celebrate my perfections. And my imperfections, I ain't going to be jealous. You want to go have sex with him because we're not living the Lord's Prayer? You go get fucked by him. Okay? Instead of sucker, that cartoon was sucker, it's fucker. Do you understand? Go ahead. Don't bother me. None. That you're being ugly while I'm performing the apocalypse, and we'll all be living the Lord's Prayer soon, and you won't be able to tell everybody, what were you doing? I was fucking. Yeah, Earl was getting up every day and making sure that the technology was correct enough to apply the physics of the Lord's Prayer and help us share it worldwide, and I was fucking. Were you also shopping? Isn't that vulgar intercourse too? Yeah, that's true. So the fucking, vulgar intercourse. So shopping, fighting, competing, comparing. I want to be great. I want to be a champion. What were you doing while I was performing the apocalypse on YouTube and Facebook? And the other day when I mess up and say Facebook, he's like, oh, you know what I fucking meant. Oh, for crying out loud. That happens so much on this page. On this channel. Oh, he said this. Oh, fuck. Seriously? You know, Absalom used to get real mad at the people that did that with David, too, when he was, Absalom would get mad. My father does this and that. My father gets up and stopped you from getting your nuts cut off and your daughter's being raped by the Philistines. And because dad forgets somebody's name because there's so many of you, he's a really bad person. Sod the fuck off, asshole. You're just jealous of somebody that does something right. And when you have the capacity to do something right and other people don't, life's eternal and grace is infinite. So figure that one out, genius. Okay, do you understand? If you have the capacity to physically protect other people from abusive people and other people don't, okay, you earn that capacity over millions of years of relativity and evolution. Your father, who sees in private, will reward you openly. Okay, so when you have the intellectual capacity, when you have the physiological capacity to survive being chemically poisoned by a bunch of pathetic little perverts like they did with Pascal and they did with Sun Yat-sen, and recover from it, the CIA and the Tuskegee experiments perverts murdered Bob Marley, tortured Haile Selassie. Okay? Made life miserable for Jiddu Krishnamurti and D.T. Suzuki. Okay? They did horrible things. Okay? They're still doing horrible things. If you don't think what's happening to me and my family because of your ego problems is horrible, your ego problems are worse than you fucking think. Assholes. Okay, so I'm watching the game here. I got to root for my Mustangs. And I got a soft spot. I've been watching these Comets, the Comet team here all year. And, they won their first game against Sul Ross. And, I felt bad for Sul Ross, but I felt good for the Comets. So it's like mixed emotions. Everything's just mixed emotions, I feel bad for the kids that lost the game, and I feel good for the kids that won it, So I don't have that same, but I've always been this way. Yeah, I've been this way since I was a kid. You feel bad for I love winners when they cry, losers when they try. So I've always been this way since I was little. And, my mom, we're supposed to hate this, that. And I was like, Karen went to University of New Mexico. She likes the Lobos better than the Aggies, Mom. It's just where she went to school, right? And I didn't hate the Miners. No, and I still don't. No. Miners are one of my favorite teams because I was, my dad's was born in El Paso, so was my sister Val, and my grandpa went to El Paso High School and so on and so forth, and Dad and Uncle Donald went to Isleta, and so and Aunt Frances and Uncle Frank. Okay, so they all four of them went to Isleta, yeah, Uncle Jimmy graduated from Millington High School in Tennessee. Okay. By the time they moved to El Paso, he had graduated high school. Okay. So it was my dad's senior year. Okay. And Francis's senior year, Dad's junior year, or something like that. I can't remember, or Francis, but I don't recall. But they came here, and I guess Francis and Jimmy James graduated from Millington High School, and Dad, Frank, and Donald, okay, went to school at East Letta, and all graduated from that school. And Grandpa Frank went to El Paso High School. Harry went to Hogwarts. Right? Okay, yeah. Grandpa went to Hogwarts. Yeah, my grandpa did go to Hogwarts. And that's what they refer to as El Paso High School. It looks like it. Yeah, it's a trip. It's got one of the coolest football stadiums. Yeah, it does. It's got a very cool football stadium because it's old-fashioned style with the. And you could look at the whole The whole school can look out on the stadium during the game and stuff. It's pretty neat. So the old El Paso Tigers. Yeah, that's where Grandpa Frank went to school. My grandma. I don't know. I don't know how old she was when they moved to up here with Mr. Terrell, the German man that married my grandmother and took her in and was sweet and kind to the swamp nigger Mary, the Cherokee girl that they all made fun of. And she had to sleep out in the shed, and it was horrible the way she was treated in Louisiana. When they moved here, she loved Mr. Terrell. He was a German man that married my grandmother and treated my grandmother. She got to stay in the house. She got to eat at the table. They went to church. Mary came in and went to church. She loved that man. And you could see why. He was an older man, and he took care of Mary. He protected her from the other women's jealousy. It was a lot like Cinderella, my grandma Mary. Yeah. You hear the stories. Yeah, as far as my dad has a picture of my Grandma Terrell, and she wasn't nearly as pretty as her daughter Mary, and she was mean as hell to her daughter. Yeah, it was horrible. That's why I told you when I dated Peggy Pettis. Oh my gosh, she reminded me so much of my grandma. Okay. That nigger, her mom, who was attractive, had sex with black men and then had black babies and treated the Mexican babies better than the black baby, and it was horrible. And Leroy stayed with her, and it drove her crazy because he stayed to protect Peggy from her own mom and their own vicious, violent tribalism. Because it's just stupid. It happens. And so, well, that was a nice shot. Yeah, that Jefferson kid's a good little ball player. He's from Forney. That's where Patrick lived when he was in the Dallas area. Yeah. Patrick Earl Parsons. There you go, Styles. Go, baby. Go. Get it up. There you go. Nice bank shot. Okay. It's a good game. All of the games I've watched for the Comets have been really good. If they can, I don't think they'll keep their team together. I think Mr. Jefferson will probably get paid more money to play for a bigger school. So I think that's going to happen. I don't know how well Western will be able to hold this team together. This is an opportunity for them to get videotaped to see if they can make more money at a bigger school. So you're just basically every college is a community college. That sucks. Yeah, there's no continuity, no fellowship, no loyalty, no camaraderie. It's just about, get here to see how well you can get paid at the place where they have the whole cake factory and the genocide, and why we need to legalize marijuana so everybody can be comfortably numb while their grandma dies from chemical poisoning at the airport or the freeway. That's horrible. I know it's horrible, but do you know it's horrible? To explain everything to everybody, I feel like I'm fucking taking crazy pills. They're breakdance fighting. That new Apple phone is the best, isn't it? No, it's not. You guys, the phone, you can only do so much with it. And you only need it so much. Okay. It just helps to further institutionalize, indoctrinate, and incarcerate you. That's all it's doing. With me, I'm using it to perform the apocalypse, redeem the gospels. Okay. It's all in what you use the phone for. Okay. But I can guarantee you the billionaires that say how great their phone is, their phone may have more bells and whistles on it to fight. Oh, look, we're fucking. Look, I need lots of money. Look at my butt and my vagina. You want to get lots of money to fuck it. You want to fuck that woman. Why don't you just fucking do it? I'm just a dog. Okay, you Chris Murdy. Yeah. That was an ugly man. Okay. Nice try, baby boy. Okay. So, But wow, crazy people. Yeah. Let me tell you something about crazy people. The brains is lazy. It's just plain and simple because they're addicts. Addicts have lazy brains. They get addicted to something that temporarily satisfies them, and then they want to keep that temporary satisfying going and going and going because they're addicted to it, and it's superficial, it's irrational. Nice, guys. Okay, so I'm going to go watch the basketball game. You just sit back in that chair right there and let me show you how it's done. Fire on the mountain, run, boys, run. Yeah, devil's in the house with the rising sun. Hook up to the internet, here you go. Gonna fuck you in the head because your brain is slow. Here, you want some marijuana? It's legal. What's legal? I don't know. It's just something, if you need it, use it. If you don't, you know. But you get all these people, some things are natural. No, you know, there are certain things that are poisonous right off the bat, you know. Rattlesnakes are natural. Have one of them orally gratify your penis. See what happens. Okay, Zeke, you're going to die. You know what I'm saying? So don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. All right, I love you. All right, peace.